Hey you! Welcome back to Secrets with Maeve, the space for the conversations we usually keep to ourselves. I'm Maeve. Today, we're talking about something I know so many of us struggle with in silence. 7 things women want, but will never tell you. Dark female psychology. Let's get into it. Let's be honest for a moment. There are things women secretly want men to do. Things they will almost never say out loud because they are afraid of how it might sound or how it might make them look. They want control, but not too much. They want attention, but only from the right man. And many times, the very behaviors they say they dislike are the exact behaviors that make their heartbeat faster. Today, I am going to reveal 7 dirty things women secretly wish men did based on dark female psychology. These are not about disrespect or crossing lines. They are about understanding the raw, primal side of female desire. The side she hides behind politeness, modern values, and phrases like, "I don't like that," or "that doesn't matter to me." Stay until the end, because number 7 exposes the core instinct that controls female attraction more than anything else. Before we go any further, let me make one thing clear. This is not manipulation. This is not about deceiving women or pretending to be someone you are not. This is about understanding the deep psychological patterns that drive human attraction. These patterns exist whether we admit them or not. The truth is, most men move through life completely unaware of these hidden desires. They listen carefully to what women say they want, but they ignore what women actually respond to. And that gap between words and behavior is where most men lose attraction before it even has a chance to grow. If you are ready to understand the truth behind female attraction, if you are ready to look past surface level advice and into the psychology that fuels desire, then let's begin. She secretly wants you to take control with confidence, not with force. Even the most independent woman feels a powerful pull toward a man who knows what he wants and leads naturally. She may say she values equality, and she truly does. But emotionally, she is drawn to masculine leadership. When you make decisions calmly, guide situations smoothly, and move with quiet certainty, you awaken something instinctive in her. This is not about dominance for ego, it is about safety. She wants to feel your confidence because it allows her to relax. Think about her daily life. Every day she makes hundreds of choices. What to wear, what to eat, how to reply to messages, how to deal with work stress, how to manage people. She spends most of her life in problem-solving mode. When she is with you, deep down, she does not want to make another decision. She wants to breathe out. She wants to feel that someone else is holding the direction. When you say, "I know a great place, let's go," instead of asking her to decide again, when you guide her gently through a crowd, when you act without hesitation in uncertain moments, you are giving her relief. You are giving her the freedom to simply exist in the moment. But leadership is not about control or commands. It is about inner certainty. When you are grounded enough that you do not need her approval, she naturally feels drawn to follow. The man who keeps asking permission, who hesitates at every step, who constantly checks if he is doing the right thing, drains her energy, not because he is bad, but because he adds to her mental burden. True leadership is a gift. It allows her feminine side to emerge because she trusts your direction. She wants you to tease her in a playful way, not in a harsh or cruel way. Most men fall into 2 extremes. They are either overly nice or emotionally distant. Women secretly crave the balance in between, a man who can playfully challenge her without trying to impress her. Teasing creates emotional tension, and tension is exciting. It makes her think about you after the interaction ends. It shows that you are not intimidated by her looks or her personality. When you tease her lightly, you communicate confidence, social awareness, and emotional strength. You are showing that you can handle her energy without losing your center. Compare 2 reactions when she says she is running late. One man says, "That's okay, take your time." The other says, "Let me guess, you changed your outfit 5 times." The first response is polite but forgettable. The second creates a spark. It makes her smile. It makes her feel seen. Teasing works because it creates small emotional highs and lows. And those moments stick, but there is a line that must not be crossed. Playful teasing comes from warmth and interest. Cruel teasing comes from insecurity. Women feel the difference instantly. One builds attraction, the other shuts it down. Teasing done right builds chemistry faster than praise because compliments tell her what she already knows. While teasing reveals your personality, she wants to chase you even though she will rarely admit it. This is a psychological truth. People value what they work for more than what is freely given. When a man is too available, too eager, or too predictable, attraction fades. Not because she is cruel, but because her brain stops associating him with excitement. A woman may say she wants consistency and attention, but when she gets it without effort, desire weakens. She wants a man who is present but not needy, a man who has a life that does not revolve around her. Human beings are wired to pursue what feels just out of reach and pull away from what chases them. This is not manipulation. It is basic psychology. The man who replies instantly every time, who is always free, who drops everything for her attention, removes all mystery. The man who has responsibilities, goals, and a schedule naturally creates distance. That distance triggers curiosity. She begins thinking about him more. She starts initiating. She invests emotionally. The key difference is authenticity. This is not about ignoring her on purpose. It is about genuinely having a life that matters. When your time is valuable, your attention becomes valuable too. When she has to earn it, she values it more. The more she invests, the deeper her attachment grows. She wants you to have a dark side, just enough to feel dangerous. Women are attracted to contrast. They want a man who is kind but not weak, calm but not passive, gentle with her but capable of intensity. A man without an edge feels safe but boring. A man with controlled darkness feels exciting and protective at the same time. This does not mean being aggressive or unstable. It means having boundaries, standards, and the ability to say no. It means not being afraid of conflict when it is necessary. Women have evolved to look for men who can protect and survive. When she senses that you have strength beneath your calm surface, her attraction deepens. She feels that you choose to be gentle, not that you are gentle because you have no choice. That difference matters more than most men realize. She wants you to be emotionally grounded, not emotionally reactive. Many men think showing strong emotions makes them more attractive. In reality, emotional control is far more appealing. When you stay calm under pressure, when you do not overreact to her moods, when you remain steady during conflict, you signal strength. Emotional stability tells her that you can handle life. It tells her that she does not need to manage your feelings. This creates trust. Women are drawn to men who are emotionally regulated because it allows them to feel safe expressing themselves without fear of chaos. She wants you to desire her but not need her. Desire feels flattering. Need feels heavy. When a woman senses that your happiness depends on her, attraction weakens. When she feels wanted but not required, attraction grows. This is because need creates pressure, while desire creates choice. A man who chooses her from abundance feels powerful. A man who clings to her from fear feels draining. The strongest attraction happens when she knows you enjoy her presence, but you would still stand strong without her. And finally, the deepest instinct of all, she wants to feel chosen by a man who could choose others. This is the core of attraction. Being desired by a man who has options makes her feel special. It activates competition instincts and self-worth at the same time. This is not about sleeping around or showing off. It is about carrying yourself as a man who is capable, respected, and desired. When she feels that you chose her intentionally, not out of desperation, her attachment becomes powerful. This instinct runs deeper than logic, deeper than values, deeper than words. It is the foundation of attraction itself. When you understand these truths, you stop chasing validation and start embodying confidence. You stop listening only to words and start observing behavior. And when your actions align with these psychological patterns, attraction stops feeling confusing. It becomes natural. They're children from danger. A man who is only gentle, only kind, only soft would not be able to protect anyone when real danger appeared. But a man who carried strength, who could be fierce when required, who had a controlled darkness inside him, he could keep her safe. In today's world, this shows up as a very specific kind of attraction. Women want a man who is a wolf to the world, but a lamb to her. They want to see you face conflict with other men without shrinking or backing down. They want to see you draw strong boundaries when someone disrespects you. They want to feel that beneath your calm surface. There is something powerful, something that could be released if necessary. But what truly makes this attractive is not the darkness itself. It is your control over it. Any man can be aggressive, but a man who is capable of being dangerous and still chooses restraint, that is mastery. A man who can dominate yet chooses gentleness with her, that is real power. This is why women feel drawn to reformed bad boys, to men with difficult pasts who found peace, to men who carry intensity in their eyes but kindness in their actions. It is the contrast that becomes irresistible. She feels safe because you are gentle with her, but she also feels excited because she senses there is more to you, something deeper, something darker, something only she is allowed to see in small glimpses. Darkness is not about aggression. It is about depth. And the deeper that depth is, the stronger her fascination grows. Show her that you have layers. Show her that you are not flat or predictable. Show her that you carry many sides, light and dark, strength and softness, danger and safety. That kind of complexity pulls her in. She also wants you to ignore her just a little. It sounds strange, but it is true. If you give her nonstop attention, she begins to feel overwhelmed. But when you step back slightly, when you do not always text first, when you appear busy living your own life, her mind starts working overtime. She begins to wonder what you are doing, who you are with, why you have not reached out yet. That mystery creates emotional tension, and tension fuels attraction. This is not about playing games. It is about balance. You are showing her that your life does not revolve around her, and that is exactly what makes her want to be part of it. Before this gets misunderstood, let me be clear. This is not about acting cold or playing calculated timing games to seem interesting. It is about real independence. When you have a life you genuinely enjoy, your hobbies, your goals, your friendships, your purpose, you naturally will not sit around waiting for her messages. You respond when you are free, not the second she texts. You have evenings where you are focused on your own plans. You have days where she does not hear from you because you are deeply involved in something meaningful. And strangely enough, that natural unavailability makes you far more attractive than forced availability ever could. This works because attention equals value. When you give your attention constantly, without limits, you send the message that your attention has little worth. But when your attention is limited, when it must be earned, when it is clearly invested in important things, it becomes valuable. And people, especially women, desire what they see as valuable. From her point of view, if you are always available, she unconsciously thinks you have nothing better to do. But when you are sometimes unavailable, she sees that you have a life that matters. She wonders what you are doing. That shift changes everything. She moves from feeling like she understands you completely to feeling curious about you. from feeling secure in constant attention to feeling a small amount of uncertainty. And that uncertainty creates emotional investment. When you are slightly unpredictable, she invests more because she wants to earn your focus. Again, the key is moderation. You cannot disappear for weeks or act inconsistent. That is not attractive. It is unreliable. But being a man with a full life that occasionally takes priority over constant communication is deeply attractive because it shows you have options, direction, and purpose. And now she wants to earn her place in that life. She also wants you to tell her no. Many men believe saying yes to everything will make her happy. That is wrong. A woman quietly respects a man who has boundaries. When you say no calmly and without anger, you show her that you are not controlled by her approval. This is one of the uncomfortable truths of female psychology. A man who can walk away rarely has to. Saying no does not make you mean. It makes you strong because it shows emotional independence, not desperation. Most men enter relationships looking for approval. They want to be liked, accepted, chosen. That desire is human. But when it turns into desperation, when you avoid conflict at all costs, when you give up your boundaries just to keep her pleased, attraction fades. Women are not attracted to men. They can easily control. They are drawn to men they cannot. When you say no to what does not work for you, when you stay firm in your values, even if it disappoints her, when you protect your needs without apology, you show self-respect. And self-respect is the base of attraction. She may test you. She may push limits to see if you will hold them. She may ask for something unreasonable or create drama to see if you bend. When you stay calm, grounded, and firm in your no, her respect for you rises because you show that you cannot be manipulated. You show that your frame is solid, that you have standards, and that you enforce them. This is why men who never say no, who always please, who live for approval, rarely keep a woman's respect. A woman cannot respect a man who does not respect himself. Every time you stand your ground, you become more attractive because she is drawn not only to your presence, but to your backbone. She also secretly wants to feel emotionally owned, not physically. This is where most men get confused. Women do not want control over everything. They want to surrender to someone worthy of their trust. She wants a man who makes her feel claimed, not through force, but through presence. When you lead with certainty, protect her emotional space, and make her feel chosen, you give her the intensity she craves but rarely admits. This is where attraction turns into devotion. Deep down, she wants a man who can hold her heart not through dominance, but through depth. Even in a world that praises independence, women still long for belonging. Not in a controlling way, but in a deep emotional way. She wants to feel like she is yours, and you are hers so fully that no one else matters. This goes beyond attraction. This is connection, when you truly see her beneath her defenses. When you accept her fears along with her light, when you create emotional safety where she can be fully open, she surrenders. Not because you demanded it, but because you earned it. This kind of emotional bond comes from consistency, from showing up when it is difficult, from protecting her heart as strongly as you would protect her body. When a woman feels emotionally held by a man she respects, her loyalty becomes unbreakable. You give her the freedom to surrender, knowing her heart is safe. The moment she feels she can lose herself with you, she is already yours, even if she never says it. Now you understand the 7 things women secretly wish men did. Not dirty in a physical way, but in a psychological way that sparks emotion, power, and desire. Women rarely say these things because they fear judgment. But when you read between the lines, you see that what they claim to dislike often attracts them the most. This knowledge is not about manipulation. It is about understanding human nature. When you lead with confidence, set boundaries, keep your independence, and build emotional depth, you are not playing games. You are becoming the kind of man women naturally move toward. Attraction is not logical. Desire does not follow rules. The heart wants what it wants. Use these ideas with integrity. Build real connections, not control. True power comes from being grounded, authentic, and solid in who you are. When you understand the hidden side of desire, you also understand your own value. You show up differently. You become the man women quietly hope to find, but rarely do. Stay strong, stay real, and remember the most attractive version of you is the one that does not try to be attractive.